Hi lovely Pet City players and everyone else who's watching. It's Nandine again, and today I want to show you how to make your own coin alternative to the Safari Recess area that we have in store right now in Pet City. That's for the newest release in the Africa Safari release. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to make these coin alternative and using all the items that are still in store. They're not exactly all from the current release, but all of these you can find in store. If you just type the name of the items that I'm using in this video, you should be able to find it, and they're coins and you can just buy it directly in store. Alright, so let's just go straight ahead. This is it. This is what we are going to replicate today, only using coin items. Alright. So first we want to have the floor, and I'm using this floor over here, the rustic floor, dark rustic floor, and the reason is because it's going to match the some sort of this little curve area that I'm going to use for the recess area. You see again, I'm using the pole here. If you've seen my previous video, I used this pole to find out where is exactly the middle part of the room so that I can position the recess area approximately in the center of the room. And this is it. This is the recess area, and that's the curved part that I'm using to replicate the recess area. And again, I'm using another pole here because I'm actually not sure where is the center of this room. So I'm just fixing stuff here, making sure that it is actually in the middle. First I thought, well, that it might be in this position, but then I noticed there's that little part. If you see very closely, there's like just like these little lines on the curve area there. So I position it now in the middle, and I'm pretty happy that it's right in the middle of the room. So now I don't need the poles anymore. I'll just put them back. And I'm using the other one. As you can see, it's called the floor segment for glass veranda. And I'm just turning this one upside down so that it can be the top part of the recess area, as you can see from the previous picture of the GC item. I position it there, and I was thinking of measuring something there, but then I decided that I don't need to. And I'm using this mahogany column as the pillars that you see in the GC version, and I put it in layer 5 or layer 4. I'm going to use several of these columns, and I'm just positioning it at the end of this segment here, floor segment, and another one at the end of it. I'm just adjusting to make sure that it aligns the way it looks like in the GC item. And this one over here, I'm using it in the middle. I'm using the middle part first so that I can situate the other 4 columns, 4 pillars that I'm also going to use evenly on the right and the left. Again, I'm using that little lines on the floor segment to make sure that that's right in the middle. If you cannot see that line, you can again use the pole the way I used it before, and you can use that pole to measure to make sure that middle pillars there are actually somewhat in the middle. And I'm going to use 2 more of these on the left hand side here, as you can see, because if you remember, there are 7 of these pillars in the GC item, so I want to kind of replicate it as closely as I can. And this is just me kind of like making sure that I have them in the position that I want to, playing with the size of it. You can just also adjust this the way you want it, the position of the columns or the pillars, and how big the pillars the pillars are going to be. I just wanted to, like, the bottom part definitely touching the bottom floor part, and the top part touching the upper floor segment, which is actually now a ceiling in this case. And I make sure that the right hand side is in the same size with the left hand side, and position it also about the same distance from the middle column there, so that they are somewhat symmetrical the way it is in the GC item. As you can see, this one's a bit too small, so I'm making it a bit bigger so that it's the same size with the column over there. And then when I'm sure that it's the same size, I put it on the left hand side of the recess area, about there. Yeah, more or less, I guess. Yep. So and then I'm using this Candyland wallpaper as the background, which also serves as the scenery in this case. And the reason why I choose this one, because it looks like the scenery that you see from the recess area in the store, the GC one. And then I'm using this sunny yellow wall segment as the wallpaper. So it's not actually a wallpaper, I'm using this wall segment and making sure that that wall segment is behind the pillars, so that it looks like a wallpaper. So as you can see here, this looks like as if I have a wallpaper in the room, and then I have the recess area with a scenery behind it, or when it comes with the recess area, I guess. But it gives that illusion that as if there are wallpaper and scenery, when it's actually just one wallpaper and I'm using wall segment. And this is what it looks like right now. And then I realized that I would like to also decorate. So this is just to give a bit of kind of replications of the look and the recess area that we see in the store. There is this little waterfall on the left hand side, and I just need to make this yellow wall segment a higher layer than the waterfall so that it covers that part of the waterfall. And if you remember, the scenery also shows this little mountainside area at the back of it, so I kind of want to replicate that a little bit using this mountain with forest one item. Again, all of these items are still available in store, so all you need to do is just type in that name, mountain with forest 1 or 2, and then you should be able to find them. And I'm using this young African tree to replicate the look on the right hand side, and I'm making it smaller so that it fits the frame. And as you see, again, it kind of jutted out there. I make this sunny yellow wall segment on a higher layer from the African tree to hide that part that was jutting out. And now I'm using the big pink cloud decal to kind of again replicate what it looks like in the GC item. You don't have to do this. Of course, you can just decorate the outside the way you want it. If you want to have more trees, you want to have more grass, or even put in some animals, and you don't want to have these pink clouds, that's absolutely your choice, of course. And you can even choose a different wallpaper. So this is what it looks like at the moment. I think it looks quite similar with the GC item. But I realized that I want to have kind of like a finishing touch, because if you look closely on the GC one, there is these 2 planks on either side of the recess area, and I wanted to replicate that. So what I do is that I use this country style wooden plank, and I make it, I think, 13 times smaller. I click 13 times, and then I rotate it to that angle. I think I click 12 times for that one that I already put there. And then this one, I make it small again with 13 clicks, and then rotate it to the left, this time only 10 times, so that the angle is a little bit different than the first one. And then I replicate it on the other side. And of course, because it's on the other side, well, I make sure that the size is the same, which is 13 times click smaller than the original size, and then instead of clicking to the left, I'm clicking to the right 12 times, so it has the same angle, and then I'm putting it in behind this pillar here to make a symmetrical look with the other one. And this is the last one. Again, I'm making it 13 times smaller and rotating it to the right 10 times, because that's how many clicks I did for the left hand side, then putting it behind that pillar. And this is what it looks like at the end. I think it looks kind of nice and quite similar with the GC one. So yeah, so that's all that I have for now. Hopefully it's simple enough for everyone to replicate, and it's clear enough for people who might have been wondering, how do you make your own GC items? How do you use these different functions of the advanced mode on how to click and rotate and making a higher layer? So hopefully this one makes it a little bit clearer. Thank you again, and thank you for watching. I'm Nandine from Pet City Budget and from Adora Geek. Please click and subscribe if you like the video. Hopefully I'll be able to do more rooms like this in the future. And yeah, hopefully you're having a nice day. Bye everyone.